Well, I guess no question from you, right? So everything is okay. Well, good. So,
Good.
okay, good. So the topic we need or we're going to study in this semester with each other is first of all, it's very easy, this subject. But that does not mean you not study. Easy means you still need to take your time. You still need to study hard. But if you study hard, you easily can get the highest mark. So don't misunderstand me from being easy that you don't need to do a study. You absolutely need, but it's easy to understand. All the topic is very good, and uh, I can say it's one of the easy topics that you have in your journey until you graduate. The first topic we study is about the safety and health management. This is the topic that related to the OSH or OSHA. Well, we discuss about it. What is the different later? Let's see. What is the OSH? It stands for three different words, as you can see in your slide. If the slide not move, please let me know. I'm in the slide that mentioned in the top OSH and what. O stand for occupational, S for the safety, and H for the health. So the first question you have to ask yourself, or maybe ask me, is what is the connection between the health and occupation, and then with the safety? Let's imagine for a second if in the job we are exclusively need to focus on the construction site. That's our field, right? So when different people talk about occupation, they might imagine a different things. For example, the nurse see a different place as its occupation place. The barber see different place. The carpenter see different place. The doctor see different place. Anybody who work in different field, they might have a different imagination, right? So we civil engineer, we are as a civil engineer. When we talk about occupation, you must imagine a construction site. You must see a building with a foundation, with maybe pile of the material on the corner of the site. Maybe there is a store where they keep the equipment and also material, keep the cement. You might imagine the pile of the brick and another corner or sand. See yourself in that kind of atmosphere. This is the occupation job for us. So now let's think, does the safety matter in where you want to work? How much, if important, safety, how much does it important? Should we care about safety? If your answer yes, okay, I agree with you. But technically, what you have to do, just because you know the safety is important, it's not mean, it's not equal to you are doing something for the safety. But there is a list of the tasks or job that you need to do in order to fulfill the task operation, the safety operation. So as the the occupational job atmosphere and place different for every single job. The operation for the safety are also different. The barber operation for the safety is different from what civil engineer need to do for the safety. How is different? Because the simple answer, you are handling a project. The barber not handling a project. The nurse not doing the project. You are doing the project. It doesn't mean your work is more important than them or their work is more important. No, just a different job, just a different circumstance. Their job also very more important. Your job is important, but you do is different from others because every single project have its own characterization. Means imagine you are in one project and you are maybe site manager, maybe construction manager or project manager or anything or any other responsibility you have. What you do in this project, in current project, you have never done in the previous project. Your scheduling is different, your cost management is different. Every single job are different from your previous project and the future project. So therefore, your safety process, I wanted to reach to this conclusion. Your safety process are different from any other job and any another project that you have done so far. So, what is the last word? Health. Let's go back to the safety. You apply the safety process to get health for the worker on the site, co-worker, or engineer, or whoever have some responsibility in the project, right? So then, therefore, there is a very strong connection among occupation, safety, and health. Let's imagine what happens if we just care about occupation. Let me just change the color. Okay, that's better. Here, what if we say we want to ignore the safety and health? Do you know what is the consequences?
Apa? What is it when we ignore the safety and health?
Before we go further, we should know why it's important to take care, handle the safety and also the health. Are we going to do that just because somebody told us? Yes, definitely we do that. We have to do that. But we need to know its advantage. What are the advantages of handling, taking care of the safety and health? That's help us to get more incentive to follow them, right? Every subject, I always tell my student, when you attend the class, you must know why we are attending this class. You need to answer this question. You need to find this question, answer of this question. What I learned if I follow this topic, what is how increase my knowledge or how I can use this knowledge in my future job. Is there any possibility?
Huh?
If yes, okay, you got incentive to study very hard because you know why I'm doing that. But if you cannot find the answer, you need to study more. You need to search more. Maybe you need to ask your lecturer to understand how this subject will help you in your future job. So here, why we care about the site, why we should even care about safety and health of the worker.
To safety and health
Let's
of
for a moment, you imagine you are project manager, you are contractor, you are the stakeholder, the owner of the project. If one worker on the site got injuries, then hospitalized, or even worse than injuries, your project might stop operating, which you will lose money. You might lose a professional worker. Again, you're going to lose money and time. You might need pay in some cases for recovery of the worker. Again, you're going to lose money and time. You never want something like that happen, okay? That's why the safety and health are very important to follow very tightly, very seriously in your project. So now you know why you need to study this subject and why these topics are very important. So these occupational safety and health are abbreviated for OSH. OSH, you can see here. This is this is the regulation for us, for you in the future to follow when you become engineer. You will definitely will face it in the future. It's very easy. Don't worry about that. But you should know it from now, not later. Later may be late. Now you need to learn. So first, let's take a look on the figure you have in your slide here. There is a worker in the office and he done so much job, very excessive job, extensive job, and he's tired. There is a limitation that worker can work. Here, the owner or the boss or whoever we want to describe him still want to take get results from that worker. There should be some work. That's why they describe the working hour is 8 hours, right? Because after 8 hours, that human being need rest, need some uh, time to to return back, to get back his or her stamina. When you become a contractor, when you become somebody in the project in the future, you must not only uh, describe so many jobs on the project, but you have to be careful of your human resource. Are they in the good condition of the working, both physically and mentally? Because if some accident happen on the site, you cannot blame them. Like you cannot blame the worker, if he got injury or accident on the site, he did not sleep well last night. When you saw him, he's sleepy. Or if he worked already 8 hours and he's tired, you should not give him that worker 2 hours extra work. When you clearly see he's already tired, because
Mm.
the percentage, the chance of accident on the construction site is always high when the worker are very tired.
Mm.
So I want to tell you, this is a message to send to you. This is your job to evaluate the worker first visually. You cannot say it's not my fault. Maybe not your fault, but with your a little attention to the situation, you always can stop their injury or any accident.
I see. Thinking.
So what is the OSH?
What is a
What is the main attention of the OSH? It
for
wanted to,
safety
you
of
can read
the
here, protecting
employee
safety,
can
health,
because
welfare of the people who
the
engage to work in your company.
worker very tired.
First of all, because they are human, you care about them. You don't want something unwell or not good happen to them as a human being. Secondly, if something happened to them that would affect the process, the progress of your work. So you have two big incentives to protect them from any accident. And furthermore, that's it. You see uh, that OSH is the basic human right. When you work somewhere, the person in the top management of you have to follow and respect your human rights. You should do that for the people who work under your management. That's why safety and health is not the only one, but is one of the very important issue on construction site and the company you work, because uh, I don't know if you have ever think about it. In future, you can either work full time on the site. When you become site manager, for example, 6 days per week you are on the site. But you also can have another responsibility in the project, that you work most of your time in the office. For example, if you choose to become engineer of the like drawing, you need to work with AutoCAD software, or you need to work with some software to design the building, like ETABS. In this job, well, most of your time will spend in the office. Sometimes you have some responsibility that uh, maybe 2 days per week you are in the office, the another 4 days you should visit the site. So regardless that, safety and health always should be a priority. Well, we just repeat what I just told you. The OSH main purpose, the biggest dream, the biggest mission is not like uh, mission impossible. It's definitely mission possible. Is prevent any type of accident
Prevent.
and incident on the site in this job, in our field. Well, accident a little different from incident. We not go through detail right now. If you're interested, you can Google because we are just focusing on what is the OSH at this stage. So as long as we could prevent accidents or incidents in our job, means we had successful mission, we could reach to the goal of the OSH. So there are a very long story about the OSH from beginning that they designed. At first, the OSH was limited to check the steam boiler, to check the safety of steam boiler because there was a chance of exploiting. Sorry, that time was not the responsibility was not expanded as described today. So during that time, old time like let's see here, 8078. How many years was that? Like 100, like I think 31, right? So if no, less, like to 144, right? Oh, I guess something like that. 100 something years ago, they just had one responsibility, as you can see, machinery inspection. That's all. Then around maybe 30 something years later, they narrow their responsibility, and you can see every different year they was create a new law. And what is the boiler? Well, you can see is a machine then that's had some function. You can see it's mostly work with the water flow through the pipe, and the actually the picture you see is a modern boiler. The old boiler mostly not work with electricity, but some other alternative fuel. But anyway, their function was different. There was a big machine that needed to evaporate the water to run some function. So what we want to discuss, that was the first or preliminary steps of the OSH.
So,
So in the January 1914, they All this steam boiler was replaced with machinery enactment. There was a difference. This happened something like 20, 30 years later. Then you see another changes from 1953 to 1967. Again, there was one step toward having a uh, better update. Here, the rule of inspector has expanded, has increased from the only checking the boiler steam to the safety of workers in the factory that uses the machinery. Take a look here. Let's review something maybe hidden here. Before 1953, they did not really, they did not clearly care about
The
safety of
safety
the
of
worker, but only care about safety of boiler. Then safety of worker came came secondly. Means if they check the boiler safety and was okay, then they say okay, all our job done. But from 1953, not only they assess, they analyze the machinery situation, but safety of the worker also become very important. Because when we talk about safety of machinery, you just need to check the machinery. But safety of worker means you have to look uh, bigger angle. You need to check more items, the area, the atmosphere, the place that the worker are doing their job. Means the priority has shifted from only checking the machinery to, to the safety of the worker. That's a big step. That's a big step for not only OSH, but the health of workers, the worker who could be our relatives, our family, and us as well. So I have one question from you. Before we go further, before we go through more details, do you think the OSH is important or not?
Yes.
Okay,
This is important.
okay, that's good. So, therefore, what we study here is very important. Yes, for now, you want just attend the class, get the good mark. My point is good and very important for your future job.
the why you study here is
So the OSH get updated again from 1970 to 1994. You see, they keep updating, and even today we sit here, you will see in the future they will update it more. So machinery ordinance in 1953 was abolished and the Factory and Machinery Act 1967 was enforced in the peninsular. Peninsular means this side of Malaysia. Peninsular is not included like Sabah and Sarawak. And establishment of the factory and machinery in 1917. I'm not sure why this limited to Peninsular. Maybe after this date, they also expanded to the whole Malaysia because nowadays it's operates in whole Malaysia. So I guess this is just maybe it was the beginning. They wanted to uh, test it and practice it. That's why they start. Normally, when we want to, in our job is the same. When we want to test something, we do it in one sample, and if we got the positive answer, we apply it for the whole cases, the whole scenario. So you can see it achieve more update later for petroleum, later for and then finally the cabin uh, has been approved it 1991, get more updates 1994. So this is just for your general information. This date is not really what we ask you, not only in the your test or in the future, but it's very good you know the history of the OSH. So the occupational safety health 1994 become OSHA. It's something like 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago. And the master plan 2015 was launched by Prime Minister in 2009 with the objective to develop a safe, healthy, and productive human capital. So, in this regard, well, I studied last time in some paper, Malaysia have a very good situation compared to some other countries in order to following the safety on construction site because of this kind of rules that they follow, which we can say congratulations to them, but we must remember the safety level, current safety level is because the rule that need to follow by engineer and everybody on the site, and it always needs more updates because of so many reasons, such as always there are new technique, new technology, new machinery could be used on the construction site, which they required a new safety rules.
Hmm. Osha, may I ask you one
Okay, OSH may also protect co-workers, family members, employers, customers, and many others who might be affected by the workplace environment. So remember, from reading these lines, we need to clearly understand the OSH is for working place. That means if the worker finds some accident or injury in his house, that is not covered by the insurance of OSHA or OSH. How about that? I just want you to know your opinion. If the worker finish his work, and on the way go back to home, he had car accident. Does it related to the workplace or not? What do you think? You can turn on your microphone and share your opinion if you have any.
I thought it related.
Related, thank you. Who else want to share?
I think no,
No.
not related.
Okay, thank you both of you. More, please share your opinion. It's not important. Let me tell you, your answer is correct or not correct. Definitely not important. What is important is you think about it. Because when you think about it, means you start learning. And that is good. So don't feel shy. Just share your opinion. What do you think? Is it important or not? Is it related or not?
Related.
If the worker on the way go back home had some accident, like car accident, motorbike accident, whatever, does it cover by OSHA? Does it related to the work accident or not?
Not related.
Okay, not related. Okay,
Aku rasa related.
not related. Okay, because what, Mohammed? Okay, okay. Anyone else?
Hmm.
Let me change the question. Okay, thank you for everyone. Share your thought with us. What if uh, you send the worker to bring some material from supplier to the site, and he got accident maybe 50 kilometers away from the site? Is that kind of accident related to this job or not related?
Hmm.
I think it's not
Not. Okay.
because they were not on the site.
Okay. Thank you. Please share your opinion with us, with the class. More students, please.
Dah pergi ah.
Anyone else?
Hmm. Don't know. You can't decide tapi. Hmm. I think it include the Osha, also Osha, but because they work.
Okay, it's okay. So, uh, for the first question, it, just because that accident was far away or after working hour happened,
Oh.
it's not covered by the OSHA.
Oh.
For the second question I ask you, I want you go and search, Google it. Maybe that become your question of your, I don't know, later. So it's good for you to go and search. So, the Safety and Health Organization, we can find a different organization that currently or maybe actively there are available in the Malaysia. Those are divided to these three, as you can see. Well, you can just say DOSH or DOSH, NIOSH, and well, you know that. You know how to read it. Another one, SOCSO. But what is important that there are a different organization who responsible for the safety and health. Let's talk about the first one. This one started from April 1994. Well, it's quite a long time ago. The Department of Factory and Machinery has been renamed to a Department of Occupational Safety and Health. So they become concerned about the safety and health. So what is their actually responsibility? They're having a different job, different well task that they need to handle. First of all, we can see here 5 different responsibility or job. The first one, to study and review the policy that currently fulfill and followed on the occupational safety and health. Why they need to review? They want to see if there is any gap or no, or no. Current occupational safety rules are very good. As I just mentioned to you, for many reasons, always the rules needs to keep updates. So one of their job is to always review the policy to see does it need any review or no, everything is okay. So as long as everything is okay, they don't they don't see a need for update, okay, they proceed. If they think, okay, they need some maybe minor, maybe major update, they will to apply those update and the industry needs to follow their new updates in their work. Always remember, if this DOSH make updates, they update for who? For the industry. So industry must follow their new rules. Basically, it's good for them. Secondly, enforce some legislations. We have 3 number here, A, B, C. Number 3, they accomplished research on the issue related occupational safety and health on the site, on the place that work need to be done. And they share this research with public, carry out promotional and publicity program for the employers or anybody who work as a worker to increase their common knowledge. For example, let's assume you are working on the site, okay? You work like, I don't know, like let's imagine 2 years. most of these 2 years, you work on the building that was a single story. They construct single story. Maybe you work even 5 years. On the day, year 6, you start working on a building which is 30 story. You had never experienced how working need to be handled with a crane. This is the place you need some update. You need extra information. Working with crane, needs some experts, needs a regular checking of the cable, need to be aware of the worker who working the surrounding to avoid any accident. So this node will program some meetings, some classes for all the workers to transfer this knowledge to them, to update their current knowledge. And the last one, as you can see here, which is to become the secretaries for the National Council regarding occupational safety and health. So in practice, their job are very, very important. Okay, any question?
No.
Feel free to ask me if you have any question on this. So I think we stop today class here. We continue